This is a white tiger. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you how this majestic animal can teach you how to ensure that your child's future in his or her career is well planned out in a way that is financially rewarding and they are equipped with the right mentor to guide them through every step of the process. Hey, it's Arzu Narang here. And let me ask you this. Are you sick and tired of all the confusions regarding your kid's career choices after 12th? And do you wish you could finally help your kid pick a career path which is suitable for his or her unique personality and skill sets? Or are you looking for the ways to find out the right university or college that offers them progressive environment as they pursue their dreams? If it sounds like you, then you are in a luck. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you this single most exciting opportunity on the planet to attain absolute clarity on your kids' career choices. Sounds good? Excellent. Now, before I teach this, let me first say that it's not for everybody. I have to be ridiculously selective about who I share with, for reasons you will understand in a moment. But first, let me show you what I'm talking about. Asha's daughter was pursuing a combination in commerce which included maths, but she came to me as her daughter had an interest in designing also. Because of this, she was conflicted. After she went through my framework, from the result of the psychometric test, I figured that her true interest and strength lies in finance. I suggested pursuing mainstream path in finance, but also told her to follow up on her design as a hobby. She finally opted for BBA and further MBA with finance as her specialization. But she is also personally satisfied as she is doing a course in interior design on the weekends. Shruti had opted for physics, chemistry, and biology in 11th and 12th. In spite of her family's interest in medicine, she didn't want to pick the mainstream career path. But she was in a dilemma, as she was really good at biology. After a thorough study of course options, I suggested the subject paramedical sciences, which contains many courses related to her subjects. Today, she is earning a overflow of income and is even considering a further study in paramedical sciences. Now, before I tell you exactly how we achieve these results, let me briefly explain who I am and why should you listen to me at all. My name is Arzu Narang, and I'm a world-renowned expert in career counseling. I'm also the founder of Harihar Careers, the leaders in career counseling and mentorship industry. We help parents like you help their kids choose sustainable and lucrative career options with educated guidance and mentorship. I'm passionate about helping parents do this because I have personally seen a lot of teenagers struggling with being forced to make such a huge decision at this young age. Here's what I mean. I was born into a family who ran a shop in New Delhi. Both my parents were honest and hardworking middle class people who did everything possible to earn their local social standing. My parents knew the true value of education, so they made sure that me and my two siblings and working respectfully in different fields. Since childhood, mathematics was always been my favorite subject. I used to teach my peers. It was so simple for me. After school, I opted for maths honors from Rajdhani College, New Delhi. Even at college level, I used to teach my peers and help them understand maths better. Later, I joined Delhi University for my post graduation in maths. I started my career as a maths tutor in a coaching academy. I then completed my B.Ed from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and joined a school as a maths teacher, TGT and PGT. After seeing thousands of students who feared maths, I was intrigued to work on a project on fear of maths itself. I observed that very specific fear of maths develop at very early stage from grade 2. Due to this fear, kids start hating maths and find it more and more difficult to score well, especially without a good teacher. Being a mother of twin teenager kids, I decided I had to solve this problem. I researched more and worked the ways to counsel the children and the reason this irrational fear. Once I actually saw how drastically kids' performance improved once I helped them get rid of fear of maths, I understood the importance of counseling. Around the same time, I opened my own coaching center. Be it kids from primary school or higher school, undergraduate, diplomas, or postgraduate, as long as it had something to do with maths, I was really ready to help them. I still remember I was helping a student from USA who was failing maths since grade 4. He joined with me in grade 7. I took him on strengthening the topic concepts from the grade 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we coped up with grade 7. While passing grade 8, he got a student math award from his school. While I had the chance to interact with so many students, I started to realize how difficult it actually for kids to choose career options. One thing about me, I was never just a teacher to my students, but I also acted as a mentor. I didn't just clear their doubts in subject matters, but I always created a safe space for every single one of my students to approach me and ask for advice for their problems. So, whenever they needed a mentor to talk about their fears, lack of confidence, guilt, or regrets, I was always there for them. Teenagers need this guidance and hand holding. They are asked to make life altering decisions when they are just in their teens, and the uncertainty of the future only makes them more nervous. They are bombarded with advices from teachers, relatives, parents, and their own peers, and often find it confusing. Pick up a career or a stream. Students would literally cry to me about their confusions and fears, and the start of age of 14 and 15 when they have to make their first selection for plus 2, and it only gets worse from there. After plus 2, there are 12,000 career streams, and kids feel blinded by the amount of choices in their sight. Moreover, they have unrealistic expectation from colleges to match, and duty of bagging themselves a seat in a college they want, which further results in anxiety and overthinking. Some kids have even expressed their fear about irreversibility of these decisions. For example, kids who took science in higher school can pursue arts and commerce for their degree, but kids who have picked arts cannot pursue commerce or science. I even saw some of my students who grew up, finished their education, and then went to struggle in the real world. Even though they were smart and possessed skills, they didn't like the workload and lifestyle, etc. Some of them were tortured by corporate culture as well. Every once in a while, I would see one of my favorite students get chided by his or her superiors and couldn't help but imagine how different things would have turned out if she only chooses a career path which is more suitable for her. Times like this made me regret not guiding them for few years back. That's when it happened. This really intelligent and good natured student of mine, who got graduated from IIT, got sacked simply because she refused to work for 14 plus hours. I saw her broken, shedded tears in my living room. And that's that. I had enough. I was going to let any other kid go through this kind of disrespect in spite of being capable and talented. I decided to officially start a counseling service. I got many certificates in participating in counselors' events, like stellar profile building, through great learning in collaboration with Skill Reforms Private Limited. I went a step further and got three more certifications: the Green Belt certification in a career counseling from Univariety, another from UCLA Extension California, USA, and a third certification from ICCC as an international coach. I have also been associated with Counsel India as a primary counselor. And this is how Harihar Counselors was born. My aim is to help kids, teenage, adults looking for a change in their career path realize their dreams and evolution in the world. Since the beginning of my career, I have helped and taught students from 500 plus schools, taught them from all over the world, guided students from USA, Canada, Germany, Australia, Singapore, and many more countries. And I do this thing, a scientifically designed and human oriented process, which has been developed over 10 years of experience and called Ultimate Career Strategy. I know this might sound hard to believe, or you may think you could never do this. However, virtually anyone can repeat my success using a proven ultimate career strategy. Now, back to the white tiger. The white tiger is one of the most pursued and sought after animal in the jungle. Tourists, nature enthusiasts, and conservationists would kill for a single glimpse of this beautiful creature. But white tiger is neither the fastest nor the strongest. He cannot outrun a cheetah or a brawl with a bear. But why is it still one of the most spectacular sight for sore eyes? Simply because there are only 200 of them in the world. They are rare. There is no single species that comes close to looking like them, not even their orange brothers. Similarly, in a ruthless corporate world, being one in a million in any profession fails to pay. However, having a very unique combination of skills and abilities make a huge difference. Being the best in the field makes an even bigger difference. When one chooses a profession based on his capabilities, interests, he is irreplaceable. You want your child to not just get by a job role, but instead, you want him or her to find her own ways and be able to command respect and provide their unique inputs and innovative ideas so that they are able to grow seamlessly. And I guarantee this is not like anything you have ever seen or heard about before. So pay very close attention because this could be a big break you are looking for. Here is the deal. This proven system allows your kids to understand their own interests and abilities, know about upcoming career opportunities, and learn how to get about the chosen career path. So you can help them make fully informed career choices with the minimal amount of risks and uncertainties. This is what we do day in and day out at Harihar, and we have done it for thousands of kids just like this. I came across a client named Kamalpreet who wanted his child to be an engineer. But the problem was the child wanted to become an animator. This gives me a flashback of the movie Three Idiots, where Farhan wanted to be a photographer, but his father wanted him to be an engineer. In this case, I made my client understand that letting your child choose the career of their choice, interest, and passion is as important as looking out for their financial stability. So we found a suitable course and college for designing and animation for the child, and now the child is topping over there. I had a client, Sujatha, whose daughter Shilpa was doing amazing in the commerce, especially economics. In her school, all her closest friends were going to degree in the art subject after 12th. Due to the fear of missing out, Shilpa was subconsciously pushed to follow her friends while completely ignoring her own talents and interests. Her parents had tried everything from coaching to training to professional psychiatry. Nothing had been successful in giving her a jolt of reality. After the aptitude test confirmed her strengths in finance related subjects, I had to sit down with Shilpa and give her an hour of therapy and a crisp chat, making her realize her own strengths. I even explained her how she could keep in touch with her friends in spite of being in different professions. Today, 3 years down the line, Shilpa has landed a job in Times of India as an Indian economy analyst. Similarly, Navya, Pragya, Sanvi all have the clarity in stream choices that fits their interest after 12th. Yes, you see at Harrier Careers, every month we get clarity for our clients regarding their career options. We do all the tedious research for you so you don't have to do it yourself. We have community, which means you get around the clock support. We have everything you needed in house for your convenience: counselors, tutors, even professional psychologists conducting psychometric tests. We use our expertise to save your kids from making wrong decisions that might lead to wasting years of their lives. We take care of everything to save you from wrong investments, be it money, time, or your children's efforts. Many of our clients' kids have flourished at their jobs and passed out in flying colors with our help, all without wasting a second of their time in the wrong course or profession. Imagine your kid selecting a career path that both mentally stimulates and intellectually challenges him, all while providing him with financial stability. And by the way, you may be thinking, It was easy to choose a stream after 10th, as there were just three options. Now there are so many, hundreds of them. What if, even after counseling, my child is only confused more? I don't blame you. I used to think exactly the same way. That was until I discovered the most parents don't have a scientific approach to help their children make tough decisions related to their career. Here is a list of criteria that influences most of the kids as they subconsciously choose a career path: mass media conditioning, parents' influence, peer pressure, their own cognitive bias, teachers, limits of school curriculum. This is why the majority of children happen to choose the same four streams: medicine, engineering, government jobs, or business administration. You can continue making decisions based on your impulse. You can even go with the herd and help your kid pick a career path that is most opted or safe. But there is a more scientific approach to determining a person's career choices, which includes a psychometric test to determine a person's personality, interest, and ambitions, etc., an aptitude test to determine their career ambitions, career personality type, inherent strengths, dominant skills, career motivators, etc., interviews to detect emotional quotient, inherent talent, and many other factors. Reports are formed by assessing these tests, which give an accurate set of career paths which have very less room for failure. Moreover, since these reports are extremely accurate, the chances of your child being confused drastically reduced. Hitesh came to me with his son, who was absolutely clueless about what he wants to do after 12th. The kid was very smart, even had a collection of accolades in sports, but didn't have a single direction he wanted to explore for sure. For this, I had to use very unconventional approach. I asked him to list out what he likes and what he doesn't like. Then I made a report of his ambitions and a role models. The guy was a natural at writing copy and ads. Since he had a creative inclination, I suggested him to go for media studies. He had a combination of theoretical and practical subjects, which also minimized the risk factor until he was more sure of what he wanted to do. Or maybe you are still worried about university acceptance rates. What if I pick a university and my child doesn't get the course he wanted from that university because he doesn't match the cutoff criteria of his grades? It is a very common misconception among applicants and their parents that grades are the only criteria that influences admission in the universities, which is understandable as the system does work that way up until grade 12th. But good grades can only get your kids so far. Today, the best universities around the world look for a well rounded development among their students. They still look out for their marks, but they also have other criteria. If met immediately, the admission is granted. Here is a list of criteria that universities like Harvard, Stanford, Symbiosis, they are looking in their students: statement of purpose, letter of recommendations, university entrance tests, interview, extracurricular achievements, IELTS test scores if you are going abroad. What they are looking for in their students, and in turn, what your kid needed to convey while matching their criteria. They want students who hold a positive attitude towards study. Number two, they want students they have a passion for their chosen subjects. Number three, they have students who have an ability to think and work independently. Number four, they are looking for good written English. Number five, they want their students to achieve inquiring minds capable of innovation. You try Googling and using other search engines for finding universities and colleges. But these channels work on a pay per click basis, which means you are getting to see promoted ads, not all available options. You can even stick to one option and one option only and pay lakhs in donation for the course. But the truth is, most parents underestimate their child's capabilities. The kid's talent open opportunities to more than one career path, each effective as the other. You just needed someone to help your kid jot down a plan of action. It is always rewarded to have mapped and ready a backup plan or two for every option. If plan A doesn't work, you always can have plan B in place. Plus, you need someone to guide you login credentials to a database that has information regarding thousands of universities and hundreds of courses. We live in a generation where we have access to these technologies. Then your kids needs to be trained on organizing all the credentials, SOP, letter of recommendation, portfolios, etc. There is always an approach or two that professionals are aware of that increasing your kids' chances of acceptance. Sana's son, Adnan, who wanted to pursue engineering from IIT, the guy was a genius as well. He was pretty confident that he would crack the entrances and get into one of the IIT center in India. But as a contingency measures, I also made him apply for the best colleges in Germany, as the acceptance rates in IIT is very low. Unfortunately, Adnan dropped out in the second round of entrances. Initially, he was disheartened, but he was excited once he got many acceptance letters from university in Germany. And to my surprise, he recently sent me an email thanking me for sending him to Germany since he likes the lifestyle there better and is going more practical exposures. That's being said, most parents tell me, I already have extremely successful family and friends who are guiding my child. Even his teacher are always their consultant. Here is a list of profession and job roles that didn't exist a decade ago. Blockchain, blockchain solution architect, blockchain UX designer, blockchain legal consultant, blockchain quality engineer. In video games, video game writer, video game architect, graphic designer, video game artist. In cryptocurrency, machine learning engineers, analysts, journalism in crypto, security architects, conservation of nature, wildlife veteran, conservation communicator and fundraiser, tourism for conservation awareness, biodiversity reporters. Each and single one of aforementioned job roles are very highly paying. Most people didn't know that these would exist 10 years ago. But guess what? Though data analysts study the current job trends and predictions in upcoming technology, experts at time had already determined a future in these streams. Similarly, there are a lot of coming up opportunities that commoners are seldom aware of. You can continue to take suggestions from your family and friends. They have experiential knowledge that can benefit your child definitely. You can even ask his or her teachers their interference and analyzing your kid's strengths and weaknesses. But as a professional, I can assure you that each one of their ideas might be biased by limitation of their personal opinions. Plus, your kid cannot always be 100% transparent with all these people. It takes years to study a list of certification and an accurate and scientific approach to be able to analyze and report on child psychometric aptitude and interview tests. Moreover, the path doesn't get easier simply. Once a career path is chosen, the real challenge is mentorship. Every profession, even the more fits your child is best, is bound to have challenges. So it is crucial that kid has a mentor during these tough times to hold their hands and keep them motivated to overcome the struggles. That's where a professional counselor makes a difference. A mentor can also analyze a kid is making a wrong decision due to their peer pressure. Prakhar's daughter, Ahalya, had an inherent talent in literature and poetry. She had even won many debates, essay, and poetry competitions. But since her teacher had drilled her head for years that science is the most prestigious stream, Ahalya had to pick science for her plus two and struggles a lot in her performance. In spite of Prakhar's insistence to change to literature for her upper graduation, Ahalya had a misconception that all hard work from grade 11 and 12 would be wasted. When I spoke to her, I realized that underlying fear was actually losing her friends. You will be surprised by how common this problem among teenagers. Since most of the kids in her school planned on pursuing engineering, so she did. Once I sat down with her, she was bold enough to follow her true passion for writing and enroll for BA in English literature. Are you beginning to see how easy it can be for your kids to choose sustainable careers they love using my proven framework? My proven framework name is Ultimate Career Strategy. New and completely unique. Super simple to use, very convenient, highly customizable, and best of all, me and my team would love to help do this for you. We can do this all, and I guarantee it. Here is my promise to you. In 26 days, if your kid doesn't have complete clarity on the top 10 ideal colleges most suitable for their skills and get groomed enough to have the highest chances of their getting admission, I'll give you the entire money back. No questions asked. What a no risk way to find out more about how we can help you. Let me show you how. For a limited time only, we can claim a free, no obligation 30-minute session with one of our counselors. We'll discuss your individual situation, what your goals are, and how we can help to achieve them with a proven system. We'll also cover a stack of valuable information together, including how your kid can make an educated decision on a course, college, or a process within a month. And what should you never do when writing a statement of purpose, SOP, and three common mistakes that applicants make that lead them to failure. Remember, there is no cost or obligation to move forward with our services. Afterward, if you feel it's not like you can go. But a word of warning. This is not same get rich success quick schemes. This is for legitimate people who are looking for help for their children, make informed decisions and are willing to invest the time to make that happen. You must also be willing to follow instructions and not to be difficult to work with. The last thing we want to do is invest all your energy, time, savvy, and know how to somebody who's willing to follow instructions and take actions. If you can agree to this, this sounds like an opportunity for a lifetime. Is it? All you need to do is click on the button below and book your call. Now, this call will not be a sales call. It's simply a free guidance session designed to see if you are a good fit. And more importantly, we already provided a value in advance. This call is simply about finding out if you are a good fit or not. If you are, we will give you all the details, including the investment required to get started. If not, we'll politely and respectfully let you know it's a not good fit. So, in short, what I'm offering you here is a chance of a lifetime. A way of your child to choose what he wants to do in his own terms, based on his passion, interest, without having risking years for time wasting and lakhs of tuition fees thrown away. But please note down, this message will be seen by hundreds and thousands of people. So way more people to apply for this opportunity than we have slots in our calendar. I'll be availing positions to people who qualify for the first come, first serve basis. So don't waste any time. Click on the button now and fill your details to secure the next available session. Do it now. Lastly, I would like to say this is a truly a rare opportunity to help your kid get utmost clarity regarding his career. And the way I see it, you have got two options here. Firstly, you could forget about everything I told you today. You can go back doing whatever you are doing. You will get what you always got. And let's face it, if you were happy with your kid's current state and confusion, you would never be listening to this message right now. But you are listening to this message, and that tells me you are ready for taking a chance. If that's true, then doing nothing makes zero sense. You have got to take actions. Your second option is simple. You can bite the bullet and just accept that to make a suitable career choices in the fastest time possible. That is just make complete logical sense to get a proven roadmap from someone who has already gotten to where you want to be and avoid the frustration and the time lost by going it alone and simply hoping and praying you'll make it to the promised land. Here how we can help your kids through this career choices with the proven ultimate career strategy. Step 1. Identifying courses with the highest success rate for your children. In this step, we'll be understanding parents' expectations and also a psychometric test to the child. This test will determine top 3 suitable careers according to their skills, interest, aptitude, and personality. Step 2. Getting clarity on choosing the top 10 ideal colleges for the chosen specific course. In this step, we are focusing on deciding on colleges, learning about their entrances test details, and admission processes. Step 3. Building a rock solid profile to maximize the chances of admission in the selected colleges. Step 4. Grooming for group discussions and interview preparations to ensure clearing them in one attempt. In this module, they will learn about every little interview skill, from possible questions and impressive answers for those questions, and what is the code and conduct during the interview. Step 5. Making the final decision and choosing the best college that guarantees a bright career. Here, what I teach you all about organizing documents and the admission process. If you get admission to multiple colleges, I will help your child reason through all the pros and cons of each college. This ultimate career strategy will not only allow your kid to choose between careers that suits him, but also unlock unlimited possibilities to choose the best colleges in the world, to pursue their dreams, and even know how to go about cracking the entrances. Imagine having perfectly clarity on the career choices well within a month so that your kids has the right amount of time to focus on their entrance tests and interviews. Imagine having a bunch of different universities sending their acceptance letters so that your kid has the privilege of choosing between the best offers. For example, take Dhaval, how he was able to bag a job at MTV as a video editor after years of struggling in science stream where he did not belong. Or take Shambhavi, how she has become a therapist who helped people organizing their lives even through initially she was confused about what to do after her plus 2. Do you see how my ultimate career strategy can hold your hand and guide you through all the required steps with the least amount of time? To get started, all you have to do is simply click on the link below right now. Schedule a call to find out if you qualify. So, if you are ready to lay the strongest available foundation for your kids' future, click the link below this video now, and I'll speak to you soon.